of minutes. Hello, students. Hello. Yeah, I see. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I will switch on the video for a while. I just want to let you know that I will be recording this session. This is the only the first two sessions are going to be recorded. Just want to let students know that. Let me check if I have that control or not. Yeah, it is recording. All right. So how is everything, guys? So what's going on with you? And um, so how are you surviving during the lockdown? And is this your final semester? Like Ashik, I know Ashik. Ashik has been in one of my other courses, ICT724, I think. Ashik.
Yes, sir. Information, intelligence system.
Intelligent systems. Okay, okay. All right. Yeah. And yeah, welcome to this course. And I don't think I know anybody else. Sujata, Anushka, who else I can see here? Mm, I can see DP, Farhana. Hi guys. Hello. Welcome. This is first time with me, I guess. Um, okay. So yeah. Anyway, we can start. Yeah. So there are quite a few students already, so we can. There is no problem. We can stop. So anyway, that's me. I am Dr. Madhava, and I have been working with KOI for about 2 semesters or 3 semesters now. And yeah, so I'm enjoying working here, and I really hope that we you will enjoy this course. Okay. So let's. How am I unable to stop my video? Okay. Um, okay, so I don't mind. I have enough streaming. So let's start with what is required for you. Um, so this is a course. This is a information technology, information security systems. So my name is Dr. Madhava, as you can see on the screen. At any point during the course, if you have any issues, you can always email me. That's my email, madhava.magireddy@koi.edu.au, and I will respond within a day. And so the the entire course is structured like, except the final exam. Most of the exams are primarily they are all based on 50% of the tests are based on knowledge, and 50% are based on projects. So what I mean to say is this: if you look over here, we have about 12 11 chapters, and we have a mid-semester break as well for 1 week. So after the first 6 weeks, we have a semester break. So you probably know that for the first 6 weeks, it's going to be online. So you guys have the link. I think you have the link for the tutorial as well. Do you know your tutor? For half of you, I am the tutor. For the other half, Geng-san is the tutor. Okay. All right. So anyway, so the classes have already begun, and today is actually the third day. So Wednesday it is our first class. So the structure of the exam, structure of the course is going to be like 2 quizzes. There will be 2 quizzes at the end of week 4. There will be a quiz. This is simply an online administered quiz that has about 5% grade, and then in week 7 you have another quiz. This is just immediately after you come from the break. We'll have another quiz. The quizzes are usually conducted during the tutorial sessions, not during the lecture hours. Lecture will continue according to the plan. And the most important element of this course is the assessment 3. Assessment 3 is a report that you need to write in for the information security plan and design. That means you will be taking up a company situation and you will be writing a report on how information security breach has happened for it, and you will write a report on that. That would be the 35% of the grade. And then obviously final exam is going to be not multiple choice, but it is going to be a mix of multiple choice and short answer questions. So it will be about 2 hours exam, two
Is
two and
that
a half
also
hours exam.
online?
Hello.
Is that also going to be online? The
No,
final
this
exam?
is going to be in the yeah in face to face exam. So the quizzes, both the quizzes are going to be online, right? But the remaining ones, the final exam we administered the last semester. For the last semester students, we administered the final exam in the at the KY center. So at the Market Street, I think we will give you the location. So mostly the final exam is definitely going to be it's not online. For this particular course, it cannot be online because it is mostly about testing the knowledge. So for example, if we ask what is a VPN, explain a VPN, you can type in Google and find the answer like that. So there is no point in organizing such an examination online. So obviously this examination will be held in physical classroom. But the quizzes, yeah, you will have some flexibility with the quizzes. You can look for the answers. The quizzes are going to be online. So the quizzes will be 15%, and more importantly, the report is something that you have to work for about 3 weeks. So I will release this report on week 8, and you will be able to work on this report for 3 weeks and submit the report. And this is an individual report. Each student is going to is going to come up with an idea for a case. So, for example, if there is a security breach on eBay, now you can say there was a security breach on eBay and I want to investigate what has happened. I want to do some literature review and I want to see how I would design a security system to prevent that breach from happening in the future. So that would be what a case study is going to be like. And I'm going to give you some examples of the reports that were submitted by my past students. But usually what I am looking for is an individual effort for the security breach. So that would be how the courses are going to be graded. I will be grading all the courses, all the assignments, and all the the grading will be done completely by me, except if your tutor is Gengson, obviously he will be doing the grading. So any questions for me? Do you have any questions before we start and jump onto the subject? Okay, so sorry. So we have this this is a book, Principles of Information Security. This textbook is available on in KY library, and I think you can find a PDF version of it for free on the internet as well. But there are a lot of useful websites that we will use throughout this course, and I'm going to walk you through um, the the information security space. So first of all, let me ask you one general question. um, the what do you think what do you think is the need for the information security? Do you think the need will be is it something that is growing in demand, or like what do you think of information security and its evolution? Anybody wants to comment on that? What do you think is the future of information security?
Actually, since everything is gone like online, like starting from our colleges and bank accounts, shopping and everything. So internet security is a major demand. Like it's in major demand right
Okay.
now.
So yeah, so you think in the future we will have more jobs related to information security?
I think we already have lots of demand of information security right now at the moment, and definitely it will grow in future as we'll switch to more Internet of Things.
Yes, very good, very good. And your name is Anush?
Husna Fatima.
Oh, Fatima. Very good, very good. Oh, you are also in one of my other classes, intelligent systems.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Very
sir.
nice, very nice.
Intelligent.
Okay, welcome to the class again. So yeah, you are absolutely right, Husna. And I think in the future, the information security is going to be a huge thing. I'm going to give you an example. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Australia is actually subject to a lot of security breaches nowadays, right? What are and you think how many of you know anything about the 5G network? Does anybody know anything about the 5G network?
Yes.
Okay, so what is a 5G network, and why is that a concern for some of the countries around the world?
Oh, it is the most fastest and reliable technology right now,
Yes.
and it focuses on digital beamforming.
Yeah.
Uh, in spite of emitting radiations in all the direction, only the user using the internet will be having the radiation in that particular direction. That's what I know about. One of the feature of 5G is digital beamforming.
Yeah, so you are talking about the technology. I'm asking about the implications of it. Does anybody know the implications of 5G technology and how it is going to affect the information security space? What about other guys like
I
Ashik?
think it's gonna connect everything like machines, object, devices, and talking about it's I think being developed for a purpose of IoT also. It's gonna help it for its development. So there's gonna be a lot huge amount of data, fast network. So
Yeah, yeah. So how is that that is invading? That will actually the amount of data that is collected from all these devices invades privacy. It creates security threats for the governments. And you know that a lot of countries like UK are backing away from 5G network. They are trying to be extremely careful with 5G network. Do you know why? Why are countries like UK is backing away from a 5G network, even though it is the fastest? Yeah. So what is the downside of 5G? It is a threat to the individual privacy, which is if somebody knows your location, somebody knows your data, the government can use your data to manipulate you and to control your life. So that, and also through the 5G network, it is easy to steal government sensitive information. So obviously there is a huge threat when it comes to the security issues, and in the future I think information security jobs are going to be on the rise, especially if you're working for a multinational company. They need to build firewalls like crazy, and you will be in demand. Okay, so in Australia, over the last anybody follow the news? Does any of you follow ABC News? Okay.
Yeah, there is a breach in the Australia software system, so by the Chinese companies.
Yes. So, what can you talk a little bit more about that situation and how the Prime Minister is trying to address that?
Yeah, I don't know about much more, but there is an circumstances that there are some of the Chinese companies has stolen or maybe rectifying the data from the Australian government, which is more confidential to the government as well.
Yes, yes, that is absolutely right. So, in Australia, the information security systems are very pathetic. I will say that again. They are very pathetic. We are not very secure. Our government data is like our government websites. They are so easily breached today that people can laugh at it. So we need to completely revamp the security systems in our basic fundamental website. So engineers like you, right, who graduate with strong degrees, you are the ones who can save Australia, who can save the data for Australian citizens and Australian residents. So if you look at what I want you to look at this website. So this is web insurance. These are the data breaches that are happened in Australia. So if you look at 2020 data breach list, 2021, this year, which is only half finished. So we have so many data breaches. So if you look at TikTok, how many of you are aware of this TikTok? How many
I
of
think
you are
everyone.
aware of TikTok videos?
I think everyone.
Everyone? Okay. Have you done any TikTok videos of your own?
No, not yet.
No, nobody done any TikTok videos? Okay. So this is very popular in India. This is actually being advised by the government because it is actually stealing some information, some private information as well. And how many of you know about Twitter? Do you have Twitter account?
Yeah, I do have that record.
Yeah. So do you think Twitter is a threat? Twitter steals your data?
Mm, not really, because the Twitter is a social website conversation. So the thing is, the Twitter access only the document, not the document is even I can't say the document because it's in our hands what we are posting on it. So it can't go to the access our accounts. So it's the Twitter account is a social website search. So it can't access any of the confidential data. So whatever we are going to post it, that they are the only access to it.
Yeah, whatever you're going to post it, isn't it personal?
No, it's not personal. So that's
Why
what
not?
I'm
Why
saying.
not? Like when you are talking to your girlfriend, when you're
No, why?
talking to your friend,
Yeah, it's
when you are
our
talking to your
choice. No,
employee,
no,
why is it not personal?
it's our choice to post whatever it is. We can't.
Oh,
There is a. So it's depend upon the person, people. So what they want to post it. If it is personal, they can post it. If it's not personal, it's our choice. So it's
yes.
not about the.
Hmm.
It's not about other who can stole the data from us, right?
No, okay. So let us say you are sharing, you are telling your friend that you are going to stay in a you are going to Maldives. You are planning a vacation, right?
Yeah,
You're talking to your friend on Twitter and saying, hey buddy, I'm planning to
yeah. That's what I'm
spend
saying.
1 week in
It
Maldives.
depends upon the person what they are going to discuss on social media. It's not that I'm going to share my account details on the social media like that where everyone can watch it. So it
Yeah,
depends upon
okay,
the
okay.
person. So
Let me. I'm trying to give you an example. Okay, so let us say on Facebook. Okay, if you open Facebook or Twitter or account, so let us say you share your personal information. You had a personal conversation with your friend, and your friend and the Facebook gets aware of it, and they use that they sell that information to marketing companies.
yeah, they
This
can.
is very common practice by the social media. So a lot of people think the social media platforms are free, but are they really free? Is the Facebook providing you the service for free?
Yeah,
Why are
but
they
they are
providing you
collecting.
the service for free? What is the cost of it?
No, every website has its own database sectors, and they have a revenue sectors. So everyone has their
Yeah, but okay, let us
yeah,
say you are using Facebook.
yeah,
Okay, so Facebook is letting you use your service for free.
yeah.
Right, like let me give you an example, very simple example. Let us say you go to KOI, right? You go to
Okay.
KOI, and KOI has a free Wi-Fi, and you can connect to the free Wi-Fi and you can use free Wi-Fi, correct? So why is KOI giving you free Wi-Fi?
Students, as we are the students of the KY. So
Yeah, because you are the students of KOI, because it is a good gesture on KOI. It is about building goodwill, correct? So similarly, if I'm a staff member, of KOI, I go into KOI look premise, so I have an access to the web service. So access to the Wi-Fi. So I'm using the Wi-Fi. So that is the price that I pay. So, but when you are using a service like Facebook or Twitter, so what is the price you are paying?
no, we are not paying any prices, but we are doing the favor that we share the content, we share the data, which others going to be accessed to the internet. So internet is going to pay them what are the charges. So there are the advertisement is going on. There are advertisement companies who shares their revenue with the Facebook.
Yeah. So, but what the fundamental way in
Yeah,
which that
it's not a security. We don't have the security for those things because the people
so
can hack those data.
so
Yeah, you are right.
basically, most people don't use VPNs. Most people they 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 go without their shield. Shield means their identity is very clear. They know we know the companies like Facebook, Google, and they can actually track where your location is, what your plans are in the coming future. So basically, there is no the security of the conversation that is happening through any media is not through a secure firewall, so or a VPN. A lot of people don't use VPNs. VPN, anybody know what a VPN is? We will learn in this course anyway. So virtual private network. So a VPN is the one that hides your information and from who is using and who is so a lot of people don't use the security, right? A VPN cost you $15 a year, right? And it is really worth it. A lot of people don't think that it is necessary, but a VPN is actually a good investment if you are having a business that you're running. A VPN is probably a very good investment. And a lot of people think that, oh, okay, $15 in a year is too much, I don't want to pay $15 for a VPN. But VPN is good solution, good way to secure your information and secure your data. Anyway, so what I'm trying to get at is there are a lot of data breaches that you can experience with with your current lifestyle. So there are going to be, you will be involved in businesses that have issues with security breach. Google was accused of security breaches. Twitter was accused of security breaches. Facebook was faced a lawsuit about using the private data for its clients. So if you look at history, most of the tech companies like Amazon is wonderful at stealing your information. So if you look at the large tech companies, they actually have access to a lot of data. So whenever you are sharing information using a third party, obviously there is a risk of the information being shared. Okay, sometimes when you are logging into a website, okay, and I'm going to give you an example of this. Let me see. If you open seek.com, right? So if you open a website like a job search website or something, so now you can log in using your Facebook. How many of you know as is aware of this? You can log in into your website using Google or Facebook. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why is that convenience provided to you? Ashik, have you ever logged into a website where they say log in through Google, log in through Facebook?
Yes, sir.
So what is the what is that you are using? Why are you? What is the purpose of that, and what is the advantage for that website to do so?
For security, sir, like
What do you mean security? Can you explain a little bit?
Sir, they gather all the necessary information from our Google account.
Yes. So when you are saying Google, log in through Google, whatever Google knows, they will know now. That is called a third party. Um, they are the third party and they will have the access to that information. So if you're okay with it, that's fine. So, and companies like Amazon, right, they have all your data from A to Z. Like if you order anything online, okay, let us say I go to Amazon website. Okay, let me give you a tour of how. Okay, let's see. I open amazon.com. Okay, so I click on something. Okay, get fit or else I'm clicking on electronics, let us say. So if I click on electronics, so what it does, okay, let us say I want to buy a new headset for my computer desktop. Okay, so now I'm looking at a few HD screens. What is happening is wherever I'm clicking, even though I'm not buying it, the data is stored. So next time I will get an intimation from Amazon saying that, hey, look, I know you have clicked on this, I know you are looking for this. So let me interest you in this LCD screen that we are that is like 24-inch full HD screen that is actually coming at a 10% discount. Right? Basically, my clicks and my information is actually shared by Amazon with the company, with the third-party company called HP. So because I'm planning to buy HP, so what Amazon is selling my data to a third party, to the third party where they can use my data. So this is the fundamental premise behind data breaches. So it is an ethical discussion of how much of data can the tech companies collect from you, and they can use to market it. So there is always discussion about it, and there are lawsuits going to be filed in the future a lot in relation to security breaches, and that's why this course is very, very important for you to be prepared. So for you personally, like, okay, there are a few things that you will learn in this course that will make you secure personally. Your data and your information will be more secure if you pay attention to the lectures and you listen to what I am crying about. um, I'm very open minded. I'm willing to take questions myself, and if you can guide me, like if you think that you have learned something very new, you are more than welcome to share in the class so that I can share it with other people as well. Right? And I always try to follow the news when it comes to information technology. And in LinkedIn, I am available on LinkedIn I follow a page called Information Security Systems. And yeah, so if you have any up-to-date information, so please feel free to share. And if you look at LinkedIn, there are a few pages that I follow, and I suggest a lot of you also do the same. Okay. So let's start with what is needed for this week one. So let's look at week one. So I think that is enough introduction. So you guys have a good idea of why this course is necessary. Are you convinced?
Yes, sir.
Did I convince you that information security is necessary? I hope I did. Okay. Okay, let's look at and I think the how many of you have access to the lecture content? Do you guys does all of you have access to the lecture content?
No, sir, it's showing not available.
Okay. So let me open those. Let me open the website
Okay,
and let me make it available to you right now. Okay. Okay. So this is empty. I don't know why. Okay. Let's Okay. So let me open. All right. So if you go to this, this is available, I guess. Are you are all able to see this? And this is okay. So what is okay? So week one. Where is week one? Is week one not available? Okay. So hidden. So let me open it up. Okay, so I'm gonna open certain content for you guys. This so that you will be able to see. So let me open this. Let me open. Okay, and okay, so this is available online. And week one, can I show topic? Okay, so can you actually check if it is available now?
yes, we can available, but the textbook is not showing. So
Okay. Let me fix that issue. I'm opening up for 4 weeks, and after that we will actually I'll open for 6 weeks. There is no. Okay, so let us see. This is um, okay. Okay, so the first 3 weeks is open. Textbook is not open. You said did settings. It is open. Why is it not open? Why or so okay? So if you go to your computer.
it's the resources from QI library is hidden from students, sir, in your
Okay,
computer.
okay. So okay, now what about now?
Just let me check. Yeah, it's available now.
Yeah, okay. So the resources should be available. And yeah, so first 3 weeks, can you see all the content?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to the first week's lecture. And you can see every week there will be a lecture and a tutorial. So the lecture is what will happen during the first 2 hours. The first, I want you to go through the video here. What is cybersecurity? I'm going to give you 5 minutes to play the video. This is how big is it? It can be rightfully said that today's generation. Okay, so I want everybody to start with this. This is kind of similar to what I have been telling about cybersecurity. It takes about 20 minutes. I want you to watch this one. There is no way around this. This gives you a wonderful introduction of what cybersecurity is. Then I want to start the lecture. Okay. And the lecture is probably going to be a shorter today because I primarily covered most of the content. So please, actually, you know what? Let me finish. Let me do half of the lecture, and then you can watch the cybersecurity video, because these videos must be the videos that are posted in the lecture content must be watched in the class, and the videos that are posted in the tutorial content must be watched in the tutorial. So that is how the course is designed. So this is something that you must watch in the class. Okay, so let us look at uh, the content that is to be covered today. Okay, let's open. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's my name, and I'm the instructor and the course coordinator. Any questions, you can directly contact me. Yeah, and it is 6 hours. Okay, so what are we planning to accomplish from this course? It is basically, I want you to be able to think logically and critically. And okay, to get the most benefit from this class, you will get the most benefit from this class if you are participating in the discussion, right? I am not just trying to feed you a bunch of slides and ask you questions based on the slides. This course is going to be an interactive course, and I will ask you to do something, and I will ask you to, hey, as for the tutorial, can you find this, can you see what has happened with this particular system? So this course is based on how much you will learn, based on how much you are willing to participate. And if you participate, I can help you improve your creative problem solving abilities and critical thinking. So I know some of you are coming from, let us say, backgrounds, all of your cultural backgrounds are different. I do understand that, but please don't think that being silent and listening to the lecture is sufficient, right? It is not sufficient. Participation in the lecture is what can help you. So please be communicative and try to, even if you're making some grammatical mistakes, it doesn't matter. I really want you to speak out, and I really admire 2 or 3 people, or maybe 4 or 5 people of you who spoke today. So that is very encouraging, and I want all of you to participate in the discussion, to share your ideas. Then you'll get more answers. Sometimes you will be talking something that I don't know, right? Then I will be learning myself. So it's not a it's a mutual learning environment. So although I have taught this course and I'm aware of this, so there is still a lot to learn in the space of information security, and every one of us is learning. So I want you to take up this challenge of learning through this course. So then when you are doing your project, the 35% grade that is going to be allocated to the project, that is based on how well you can solve a particular problem. You see a data breach, and what is the creative solution that you can apply to solve that problem. So we will be testing your research capabilities. We'll be checking, we will be like trying to improve your ability to think critically and ask the right questions so that you can come up with a good solution, right? That is what we are planning to develop, and we are we are understanding, we do understand that you have some issues, some cultural backgrounds and ethical backgrounds are different, so we will try and keep that in mind when we are asking questions. So but if I mean, we live in a modern world today, so you should not be shy to speak anything you want, and you must be having an open-ended communication, guys. So I know a lot of people are yeah, are little bit introvert, so but please, for this, for the purpose of this course, just fight your innate nature and see if you can speak up and learn and participate in the discussion. And you will also like, there will be, I mean, there won't be any team projects for this course, but we will make sure that, like, you know, when we have a discussion, um, will see if you are able to have personal leadership, if you can inculcate that personal leadership. That is so the skills development, this course is primarily geared to improve your skills. The first 3 or 4 weeks are going to be basics and foundation, and after this, the first quiz is goes based on the foundation principles. That then we are moving into the intermediate phase, where, like, from week 4 or week 5 to week 7, so we will be learning things like VPN and some basic fundamentals of security systems, and we'll look at the diagrams and we'll look at the systems in detail in the intermediate level. And then after we reach week 8 and all, we will be going a little bit more into advanced stuff like cryptography, asymmetric algorithms, and so planning, how to create a plan for the information security and all. So will be uh, that will be the advanced. So we will be constantly trying to develop your skills as you are progressing through the course. So basically, these are the learning outcomes. So we subject learning is fundamentally, we will be looking at ethics as well. That is chapter 3, I suppose. Chapter 3, yes. We'll look at the ethical issues that are there in information security, and then we will look for a particular organization, how the security technologies have to be applied. Then we will try and devise a plan. All these outcomes, these are going to be reflected in the project report of about 2500 words that you're going to write. Okay, so any questions so far on what is expected of you in this course, guys? Any questions?
No,
Okay,
sir.
so yeah, so the week 4 is going to be basics, ethics and information security, and what are the security needs. That is week 4 quiz. And then week 7, that's an intermediate level. So we will look at the application of information securities and technologies. You will be also, the quiz also includes information A and C. And then if you look at the project work that you are required to do, that's about 2250 word report. That includes all of this, right? That is the master work that you are required to do. Of course, the final includes all the detail, all the content. So all the ABCD will be tested. All these 4 issues will be. For the first week, it is foundation. Your foundation principles are going to be tested, and it's going to be based on these 2, ethical issues and legal issues. And then we will also talk about information security needs. What is the need for information security? Why do you need information security? Right, that is the fundamental things that we will cover in the first 2 lectures, and then ethical issues in the 3rd lecture. All right, so your assessment. Okay, this is how I am the one. I will be the quizzes are graded automatically because they are multiple choice questions. But this report, if you are my student, how many of you have class from tutorial class from 11 to 1? Can I get a poll? How many of you have class from 11 to 1, the tutorial class? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I think
Everyone? Everyone? Does anybody have a class from 1 to 3?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a few students who are taking a class from 1 to 3, the tutorial class. And your instructor will be Gangson. Okay. So I hope that is clear. I think the links are available on the your tutorial link is also available on the Moodle. Okay, so hopefully there is no confusion there. Okay, and this is the textbook. Obviously, you can find the textbook in the library, KY library. How many of you can borrow a book from the library nowadays? There are a lot of copies of this book. You can find this book, sixth edition, Sungage sixth edition, Whitman. So this is a very good book, and most of the content in the lecture slides is created from this book. So ideally, it's good idea to have that book with you guys. And there are a few links that we are going to work through. So today I want you to do some exploration, and I want you to generate some interest. I want you to be more interested in information security systems. So I'm going to be a little bit more flexible, and I'm asking you to watch these videos during the tutorial class as well. Like, during your tutorial, I will see you will be able to access these links. These links are also available in the page that I have shared, in the first page, course content unit guide page.
Hello.
Yeah, can you?
Hello.
Hello.
Penchant.
Hello. Hello, guys. Okay, can I mute everybody? Yeah, I have muted everybody. So if you want to speak, you can unmute yourself and speak. Okay. So I don't want any disturbance in the class. So I hope that is okay. All right. So let us move on. So let's start. Let's move on. What is required? So the information revolution. So we have gone through the industrial revolution. Now we are in the phase of information revolution, right? The landscape of information has changed dramatically over the last few years, and just in the last 2 months, information technology space has changed. Right? Do you agree? The last two 2 months, the way information technology was handled was changing. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Agree, sir.
Do you agree? How do you think it has changed?
With everything going online, the things are evolving, I guess.
Okay, so what are the implications? Like, I mean, you are absolutely right. So when things are going online, so the need for the information security that is being shared. So now businesses are going online to work. People are not going to go to a physical location nowadays. Like me, look at me. I'm working from home. You are learning from home. You get a job, you will be working from home also, probably. So maybe there will be once a week meeting that you need to attend physically. But even today, those meetings are organized via Zoom. Right. So there were some security issues with Zoom that were being addressed right now. Do you know of these? Do you know any of these issues? Do you know that there were some issues in the first um, about 2 months ago, when I was using Zoom? There was able to there are third-party people who did not have legal access to the link. They were able to come in. The password protection is probably not sufficient when it comes to Zoom breaches also. So basically, the landscape of information security has been changing dramatically over the last 5 years. From 2016 onwards, 2015-16, that is when a lot of companies or trying to go online. How many of you are familiar with cloud platforms? How do you think they have changed the information security space? Have any of you taken a course in cloud computing?
Taking it this semester, sir.
Okay. So do you know what cloud computing is, and who are the major players in cloud?
No, sir.
Hmm? Who is the biggest player in cloud, and what is the purpose of the cloud? And how do you think it has changed the landscape? So earlier, like when you want to store some information securely, you need a huge server. Your company needs a huge server, right? And sometimes the server is not strong enough, right? The servers are sometimes as big as a room, right? And your server is not strong enough to handle a load, sudden increase of load at any given time. So now Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, they are creating online servers where you can work, store, and access data from the cloud. That means you don't work from your computer. Your computer or your local host does not have a server. So you will be accessing work from online, and you will be using that. How many of you is familiar with Google Documents? Have you ever
Yep.
worked with Google Docs?
Yep.
So how does Google Docs work? Google
This
Docs
is a
is a cloud.
cloud-based platform. Like we save all our data and information in cloud-based Google servers.
Yes. So who provides the security for this?
Google, maybe.
Google, yes. So whoever is providing the service of the cloud is providing the information security as well. So now you as a client, as a business, you don't need to worry about installing huge servers and huge security systems in your physical location. If you are working primarily from online, and if your data is primarily online, so it is easy for you to buy the security, buy the cloud space, buy the server space, and then the provider will provide you the information security as well. Isn't that convenient? I believe that has transformed businesses more than anything else over the last 5 years. The ability to store and access data online, and the revolution that is coming up along with cloud technologies, and the security that the cloud is providing us, is the one that is going to transform the landscape in the coming future as well. So if you are learning information security systems, I strongly recommend you also learn a little bit about cloud technologies, because they go hand in hand. It's not like I know one thing and I can do only one thing. So if you go to an interview and you say, I don't know what a cloud is, I don't know what this is, like, then people will look at you like an idiot. So make sure that you are familiar with the technologies that are emerging, learn how those securities are being provided for you, and what are the emerging, who are the biggest players in this field. So some basic knowledge of technology overall must be required, and you should be familiar. And how many of you are also taking, like, Ashik is said that he's taking cloud computing. So anybody else who is also taking cloud computing?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, cloud computing, that's very good. And yeah, make sure that you are familiar with the modern day technologies. Okay, so that's something that I always encourage people to do. And you can always, even if you are not taking a course here, you can always go and find Edureka courses where you can learn almost for free, I guess. And just empower yourself, improve your knowledge. And on LinkedIn, you'll be able to access these courses as well, right? um, so I'm gonna I'm gonna give you some more information during the tutorial classes today. Today's class is going to be tutorial class is going to be more interactive and fun. I'm not going to ask you to write a lot of stuff, even though the tutorial requires you to write something about the information systems. But I'm gonna make it more interactive. I want you to watch some videos and learn and take notes. But I'm not gonna grade anything based on what you have done. So feel free. Don't. Yeah. So so basically information has intrinsic value, and whether you are in a business field or academia or government, information security is a huge thing. And so the businesses, if the data is breached, if the businesses if their financial statements were tweaked, or like if you are able to access the business payments, the businesses can be bankrupt. So and military is extremely sensitive to information security. um, how many of you watch Netflix? You guys have Netflix account?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there is a thing called you watch English TV series on Netflix.
Yes.
Yes.
There is one thing called Designated Survivor. Have you heard of it? It's very popular. It's a TV show that was very popular. I watched the TV show almost like a month ago, not even a month ago, 3 months or 4 months ago, a long time back. There was a security breach in the White House in that TV series, and they talk about like very well about how the security breach was orchestrated. So yeah, so security breaches are going to be very common in the future, and it is all about building the firewalls, building the yeah. So that's where yeah, so it's going to be there. Businesses, governments, armies, all of us are at risk from hackers and attackers. So before we go further, as I said, you need to be literate in computers. So I want you to be talking intelligently about software and information systems. First of all, let me ask you, since you are already master students, so I think all this should be like a piece of cake for you. So let me start with okay, there are 34 students. Remind me in like 10 minutes I'm going to take some attendance. I need to take attendance. Please remind me after after like 10 minutes. Please remind me. Okay, so let us see. So what is a software? Just these are like very basics, but I want you to be able to answer these questions. So let us hear from people who haven't spoken so far. Noreen Sultana.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, so what is a software? What does it mean?
Sir, it's an instruction given to a computer to perform a particular task.
Okay, so what is an operating system? Somebody else, Anushka. What is the meaning of an operating system? What is the purpose of an operating system? Like Windows operating system, Mac. What does the operating system mean? What is the
Operating
purpose?
system itself is a software, sir, which runs the computer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it runs. Yeah, it's a host. So what is the purpose of it? It runs the computer, correct? Yes, without operating system you cannot run a computer. Yes. So what is the purpose? What is the goal? What is the purpose of operating system?
Purpose of operating system. Sir, it gives instruction, like it's work as a software for a computer hardware to work, and it gives the basic level to do a interaction between a user and a computer.
Yeah, so it interacts the hardware with the software.
Yep.
So that's the purpose of operating system. Okay. What is an application software and what is the purpose of it? Can I hear from Arjun? Arjun, what is an application software? What is the meaning of an application software?
Application software, like it's the applications developed, I think, under the operation system. Operating system.
Applications need not be developed by the operating systems.
Sorry?
Applications, you said application systems must be developed by the operating systems?
Developed under the
operating systems. Okay, okay, yeah, okay. So can you give me some examples of application softwares?
Yeah, in like it's Microsoft Office.
Microsoft Office, yes, that's an application software. So what is the purpose and how does it work?
So like Microsoft Office is developed to perform some of the office works like the Word documenting, PDF, PDF, PowerPoint presentations, etc.
Excel. Yeah, okay, that's an application software. In a related story, I want to tell you something about Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft, they developed this application software, right? So Microsoft Windows, right? Microsoft developed the Windows, and Microsoft also developed the Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Office, MS Access, right? So that is actually forcing the people to use Microsoft computers, MS operating systems, instead of DOS, instead of instead of Apple Mac. So if you take Mac and you try to install, let us say, Office 365, do you think it is compatible? If you take a Mac computer, have you worked with Mac computer before?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you take Mac, right, can you install an application software like Office 365 on it?
And you're like, that's both are not compatible and we can install them.
Yeah, initially there was a lawsuit against Microsoft because Microsoft is making it impossible for the application software to run on anything except their own operating system. So there was a lawsuit against Microsoft, and Bill Gates was actually questioned regarding why are you doing this in 1990, and he lost the lawsuit, and he has to make the Windows operating system accessible. I mean, he has to make the other operating systems have access to the application software. So there was this security, there was this issue of monopolizing the market, and that is also a huge issue nowadays. And that was an issue in 1990. So like most of you weren't even born at the time. So software, operating system, application software. So that's basics, right? So what is a library? What's a library? What is API? What is the full form of API?
Application Programming Interface.
Yeah, so what is the purpose of API?
I think just the database for the applications.
No,
Yeah,
it contains all the files of related software, all the jar files and the docs.
Yes, correct. So if I want to access from the internet, like a data set or database, right? So I need to send a request to the API, and then only I will be able to access that.
Yeah.
So that's called a application programming interface. So that is how you access information. All right. So now let's move on to security. And why is this security difficult? What is the issue with security? And why do you think information security is a difficult task? Because first of all, I think most of the biggest hurdle for information security is lack of education, right? I think a lot of people don't understand the value of the resources. They don't understand the value of the data, and that's why I think that is actually going to cause Like if your data is breached, it will damage your business's reputation. And sometimes if you have a breach, let us say, let me give you a crude example here. Like let us say somebody steals your money, right? Like from physical money. Let's say you have $10 in your pocket, and you saw somebody, or not $10, let us say you have like 2 grand in your pocket. I mean, you're going to a bank to deposit some money or something. It was in olden days when people get paid in cash. Okay, let's imagine a hypothetical situation like that. So somebody, okay, or else gold. Like let us say you have some gold ornament on your hand, and then somebody snatches it away from you. So you can go and report to the police, and the police will try and track it down, right? Now, if your data is breached, right, it's very hard to go to a police, right? If in countries like in developing countries, we don't even have the technology to track the cyber criminals, right? We don't know where to go, right? Let us say your data is breached, like you have a data, your operating system is here, and it is like completely breached out by somebody working in China, or somebody working in Maldives, somebody working like in US. So where do you go? Do you go to the Australian government because you are located in Australia? Would you go to US government? But what about visa? You don't have any visa to go there. Like you don't have any legal right to complain about it. So there are a lot of things that are not very clear when it comes to who is responsible for what security. So it is still evolving, right? So the governments are responsible for their security of their own systems, but that is clear. But when you're looking at business breaches, small breaches, who is actually the case? Where should you go and complain
Sir,
about the problem?
should we go to a cloud service provider?
Should you go to what?
Cloud service provider from whom we are taking
So
the cloud?
if it is cloud, yes. If it is a cloud service, yes. Obviously, if you are using AWS cloud, Amazon is fully responsible for your security breach.
Yep.
You can even win a lawsuit against them.
Yes.
So let us say you are using sensitive data on Amazon Web Services, or Microsoft Azure is one of the other biggest players.
Yes.
So if you are using any service like that, and you find a security breach, you can sue the
Yeah.
company for millions of dollars. Yeah, that is possible. And there are some lawsuits raised against them as well in security breaches. You can actually look it up. So if you look at the security breaches that have happened in the past, there were like those will be very interesting. Okay, so the objectives of security. What are the fundamental objectives of security? Privacy is key. Integrity means information is used for the right purpose. That means nobody should use the information in a wrong purpose. So that means you cannot change the information, or you cannot change the details of the information that is being delivered on the internet. And that is the objective of security. And also availability. Information retains access. That means, so for the people who are supposed to have access, they should have access, right? That is an issue of availability. So these are the basic security issues, right? Now we will look at a few terms, few technical terms that are related to information security. Let's talk about exposure. What is exposure? Like let us say you are exposed to a harm, right? Think of it like exposure to a virus, right? Exposure means an actual harm that is being done, right? What is a vulnerability? You hear this word a lot in software systems when you're working with information technology. You hear this word vulnerability. What is a vulnerability? Right? What is a vulnerability, guys?
Any loose end?
Uh-huh.
that can be tweaked or used in a wrong way.
No, that's not right. Vulnerability. What is the meaning of vulnerability?
More prone to attacks.
Yeah. So where you are weaker, right? So you can say Achilles. How many of you know Achilles? Have you watched Trojan War? Do you know Trojan War? The war between Rome and Sparta. So
Yeah, I know.
Achilles is vulnerable in his heel. There is a story called Achilles
Yeah,
heel.
I know.
So vulnerability means wherever you are weak. So if you want to kill Achilles, you need to hit that heel, right? Just like that, information securities will also look for that weak spot and then attack it. So you need to make sure that all the vulnerabilities are covered. It is like a chain. The chain is only as strong as its weakest link, correct? So just like that in information security, if you have a network of systems, network of computer systems, the weakest one is the one that causes the biggest risk, correct? The weakest person, the weakest computer in the network, right, that is not actually protected properly, that if you breach that, then that's it, right? So that's what a vulnerability is. Then what about attack? Attack is very simple, like it's a perpetration, like it's a breach that is initiated, it's a hack. What's a threat? What's a threat? Threat is nothing but something that could happen, right? A threat is something that is a risk that is potential for danger, potential for possible harm. So that's called a threat, right? Cybersecurity threats, we'll talk about those, right? And then control. Security control means the amount of measures that you can use to prevent such a breach. That's called control. Okay. Now let me take the attendance before we continue with the rest of the lecture. I hope you guys are enjoying the lecture.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I try to make it as interactive as possible. So giving practical examples.
Yeah, it is.
So make sure that you participate. You enjoy if you participate, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Where am I? Select Information Security Alliance. So, okay, let us hear from you guys. Sanjay Maharjan. Sanjay, I think you have taken one of my other courses as well, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, but you are an undergraduate. You took undergraduate course, I think. Have you taken, what course you have taken with me?
Intelligence systems.
Intelligence systems. Okay. All right. Syed Hussain, are you here? Syed? Okay. If you are unable to, if your mic is not working, just type it here. Okay, so is absent, Sanjay. All right, so let's move on to Shrestha. Anushka,
Present.
have you taken any course with me?
In units or?
No, in this, yeah, have you taken any course with me? No.
I think intelligent systems. I've got a tutorial with you.
Okay, have a tutorial. Okay. Farhana?
Present.
Yeah. Sidhu? Sidhu, are you here? Okay. Sidhu? Sidhu, I don't see Sidhu here. Okay. Sultana?
Present, sir.
Sultana is present. Okay. Deepa is present. Gautam, I think I've seen you. No, I haven't. Okay, Shrepa. Gautam, are you here?
Yes.
Gautam, are you here? Okay. Sherpa?
Actually, it's Ricky.
Oh, Ricky. Okay, Ricky. Oh, okay, sorry. Ricky. Gautam is your last name?
Yes.
Oh, Gautam is your last name. Okay. All right. So sometimes these names, they are messed up, like, which one is first name, which one is last name, we don't know. So I'm assuming Alina is the last name. Alina is the first name. Alina, are you here? Alina, okay. Subesh. Kriti.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. I can hear you. Even without the computer, I can hear you directly, I think. Okay, Bidur, are you here? All right, Bidur is not here. Sheda?
Present.
Parashar?
Yes, sir.
Ranjit, I don't see. Okay. Ajay?
Yes, sir.
Noman, I see. Safi is
Yes, sir.
here. The Dipanjana?
Yes, sir.
Binod? Okay, so Binod is not here. So I just want to, Bijay?
I'm here.
Bijay. Melan?
Yes, sir.
Ritika?
Present, sir.
Samita?
Present, sir.
Sadikcha. Am I saying it right? Sadikcha. Okay, so I've said it twice, she is not here. Arjun?
Yes, sir.
Prithviraj? Ripesh?
Yes, sir.
Rosina?
Present, sir.
Roshan? Rahman? Ramzan? Muhammad Ramzan?
Excuse me, sir. This is Zakar Rahman.
Zakar Rahman, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Ramzan? Salman? Neeraj?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Neeraj?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. Sujata?
Yes, sir. Present.
Noman? Imran?
Yes, sir.
Polycarp?
Present.
Okay, where are you from, Polycarp?
From Kenya.
Kenya. Okay, nice. Welcome to Australia. How long have you been here? You are enjoying Australia?
Yes, I've been here for a year.
For a year. Okay, good. Sanjog? Zohaib? Santosh?
Present, sir.
Nikita?
Yes, sir.
Sofin?
Yes, sir.
Pujan?
Present, sir.
Farid?
Present.
Amita?
Present, sir.
Bhanu? And Umulwara. I think I saw your name. Umulwara.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Present.
okay. All right, guys. So there are a few people who are accent. Sanjog, Zohaib, and Norman, Salman Khan, Ramzan, Roshan. I think I'm reading out. Prithviraj is not here. Sadiksha is not here, and Binod.
Ranjit present, sir. Ranjit.
Present. So that's why you have to be attentive. Okay, Adhikari. Bidur, Subesh, Alina, Gurveer, Syed Hussain. So okay, guys. So that's good. So let's move on. Okay, so I think if you miss more than 3 classes in a row, then there will be some issue. So make sure that you are all present. Let's move on. Okay, so I want you to watch the first lecture, first video on the on the page here. So here you have this video. What is cybersecurity and introduction to cybersecurity? I want you to watch. I want you to play this video and watch it. Then we will have a discussion. Then we'll continue the lecture. Okay. Hello.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, just
Yeah, okay, sir.
watch this one. This is supposed to be watched in the class.
Sir, Roshan Mananda for attendance.
Huh? Who?
Roshan Mananda. 12000660.
Yeah, Roshan. Okay, yeah.
Sir Numan present 36 number.
Okay, so
Thank you, sir.
So yeah, watch that video. Watch that video. That it's a good introduction. I want you to learn from this. So it's about cybersecurity. Yeah. So I'll be like we'll continue our lecture in like 10 more minutes. I think it's about 15 minutes long.
Welcome back to the Poker Blog. This is episode number 125, and for this one, we play
Hello, guys. Are you done? So shall we continue? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah. So I hope
Yes, sir, just
that
eight
is.
remainings.
Yeah. You have 5 more minutes.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
The
5 more
video is
minutes.
lengthy about it. It's about 19 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. 5 more minutes. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Hello. Still done? Still not done? So let's. Hello.
Yes, sir. It's
Yeah,
done.
I hope you're done.
Yeah, done, sir.
Yeah. All right. All right. So let's continue because we have to finish the lecture. So.
Yes, please.
So yeah, that's good. I hope you learned. So it is kind of what I have been telling about cybersecurity, but it is very good animation and all. So hopefully you learn something from it.
Yes.
So yeah, what did you, Ashik? What do you think? What is it? What is the takeaway from the video, from the cybersecurity video? What is that you? What is that you remember the most? You like the most?
Yeah, so the overall video tells us how the data is protected, information is protected.
Mhm.
Like it travels in bits,
Okay.
and the overall goal is to protect the data and the effort and time that is required for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah. Okay. Anybody else? You want to share your takeaways from the video?
Sir, it says that attacks can still happen, data breach can still happen from cloud. So what technologies or what cyber securities can we use for that, sir?
Well, we will discuss about that. Actually, Amazon Web Services, AWS has extensive security system right now. They are still
Okay.
working on it, and Azure is also working on it. There are a lot of cloud providers that are actually more secure, but when you are going for the bigger service provider, obviously your security will be high, your and your risk will be low. But when you are going for smaller cloud providers, obviously the risks are going to be in proportion to the yeah, you will be a little bit compromised on the risks, on security. Yeah. So yeah, we will talk about how the secure, I mean, actually in this course we don't actually talk about the server based cloud security protection that is provided on the cloud, but but it is something that is interesting, that but it is beyond the scope of this course. But I will create a small session where we can actually address that point. Okay.
Thank you. That would be a great favor.
Yeah, I will look it up and I'll see. That's an interesting element that was actually not a part of this course really.
Thank
Security, but if you look at AWS, type in like AWS in YouTube, you will find AWS, how they provide the security and all, and that is something that I am also interested in learning about that, because I am not completely fully aware of how the security, what kind of technologies that they employ in safeguarding their server and the data that is for the customers. Yeah, so that is actually slightly beyond the course, beyond the scope of this particular course.
Okay, sir.
Anyway,
Thank you.
yeah, so let us move on. So now let's if you look at the kinds of threats that we will be dealing with, or interception. What is the meaning of interception? What is interception? Okay, interception means like somewhere, something that is being obstructed in the middle, something being that is stopped in the middle, that's called an interception. And the modification means the data or the information that is modified in the middle, that's called modification before it reaches the final client. And masquerading means somebody is pretending to be somebody else. Masquerading means that's called. Then interruption means just stopping the flow of data. So these are the most security threats that are critical, that we will talk about. And the biggest concerns are the theft, modification, deletion, and misplacement. So basically these are the kind of threats that you can classify them as, and these are the biggest concerns. So you are worried that your data be modified, your data be deleted, your data will be misplaced. So these are the software security concerns. And similarly for the data you also have data security concerns, right? So the data can be deleted, data can be disclosed to a third party, the data can be modified, and data can be a subject of an attack. So that means like data can be breached completely and shared with and accessed and modified as well. So data security and software security. Software can also be done like that, and data can also be stolen and modified. So you got to be aware of these two differences: software security and data security. And in the later classes, we will talk about network security. Network security is about breaching of the security, how the network is actually monitored, how the network is safeguarded, what kind of firewalls do we use to safeguard our network. So this is something that we will talk about. Like in the network, we'll always remember your network is only is only as strong as its weakest link. That means if there is one vulnerability, you need to address each and every vulnerability within that network. So and why does the security happen? So basically, primarily greed, right? People want to take it away. So like they have some monetary reward in doing so. They may sell that information to somebody. So that is basically the fundamental reason, but there can be other reasons as well, like ego, curiosity. Ego, for example, uh like somebody thinks that, oh, I can do this, I want to prove that I can do this, like that's called ego. And curiosity, some just want to know about what data was stored in the computer, and they're just curious how to do something. And then revenge is also very very popular. Like for example, the DDoS attacks that you usually hear about, they are primarily done in like if a former employee, for example, he gets fired from the computer, from the system, then he knows a little bit about the employer, so he can actually hack into the system, and then that's called revenge. So and other things are politically motivated and business related competitions. So you send a spy to hack into to your competitor's system. You see it in like James Bond movies, this kind of stuff. So anyway, so there are a lot of motivations to violate the security, right? And each one of this is important, but the most important thing is the monetary reward that comes out of the violation of the security. So that is the greed. And other things also play a role, but not as big as the greed plays. So and so there are a lot of attacks that are there. And the issue with computer hacking or a cyber criminal, there is no clear cut profile. It is very hard to if you have a murderer, serial murderer, you can put his profile and you can have a fingerprint and all this, forensics. But in the cyber world, you don't have that. You don't know where the threat is coming from. You don't know. Yeah, so basically you are in the dark until you are you are literate. I mean, you must be literate when it comes to information technology. Otherwise you will be in the dark for most of the time. And I have seen someone from Uganda. They were trying to pretend like they are from they are targeting Australians, like they are masquerading as a wealthy businessman and masquerading and targeting Australian women, right? So that's so basically it is about it is something. Remind me. I will talk about that in the tutorial class today. That is, I remember it is. Some African from they put a picture of a wealthy American businessman, and they try to target uh, females in Australia who are above 50, and they ask for money. And so Yeah, so that is a cyber crime as well. So that is so it's very hard to profile and find and catch these criminals. The other issues, the three fundamental disciplines are physical discipline, and the most common security issues are with the loading areas, warehouses. These are the security in the physical location, and then we need to give training for the employees to protect the customers and the guests. And this information is primarily like, the rest of the course is primarily talking about all these three disciplines and how you prepare yourself. Okay. And see, the information technology has changed how we conduct businesses, because all the cyber events have physical consequences. Like if a cyber threat has happened for Amazon, or there can be an issue where like people don't get food, people don't get supplies, and all the things, they have physical consequences. And the other issue that we will talk about, we don't have a chapter dedicated to physical security, but physical security is about just building barriers and protecting, physically safeguarding the environment, physically safeguarding our information security assets. That is physical security. And then in chapter 6 and 7 we'll talk about barriers, how we create a layered security using physical barriers, physical restrictions, and personal security practices. That means by training, you need to train the employees to make sure that they are aware of it, and you need to put physical barriers in place as well, like to store your data. And the other ones, yeah, so these are biometrics is currently a technology that we are using, alarms, locks. So these are all primarily going towards the physical security systems, right? Physical barriers and biosecurity, um, biometrics based security, these are also an integral part of information security systems. Right, nowadays, how many of you use your phone to open, like you thumbprint to open your phone? Right, do you guys use your
Many
thumbprint to
possible.
open your phone, or do you like, or your
I
voice?
use fingerprints.
Yeah, and you can also use voice to transfer money. Like if I want to transfer like
Mm.
$10,000 to a friend of mine, so there is a voice that says, in Australia, your voice identifies you, right?
Yes,
Something like that. Like, so if you
yes,
say that,
exactly.
that means, yeah, it is a voice recording software, and it will match the frequencies and the tones, and verify that it is you, right? Yeah, it is. You can also use face to open, correct? Yeah.
It's
Deepak,
available in ATO.
hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so yeah, it is. You can also use the face to open. That's also a biosecurity measure that we currently employ nowadays. um, so the layers of security, we build different layers. On the outer layer we'll talk about environment, fencing, alarms. And as we go into the middle protective layers, so these are all ceilings, these are all physical barriers that you can build, like ventilation ducts, elevator, penthouses. So these are this is like preparation of creating different layers to protect the information security system. And the inner protective layers are also important in the case of alarms, walls, like security personnel. So you see, this is all physical security. All we are talking about is physical security. And and we won't be targeting, we won't be going deeply into physical security in this course. But I just want you to have an idea that information security doesn't only mean protecting the software and protecting the data. No, it is also about protecting the physical equipment. Protecting the physical equipment means protecting the servers, protecting the servers that carry the data, protecting the source of information. And let us say if you attack you can have a physical attack into a network where somebody actually forces themselves in and gets the data and steals the data. So that is also a threat. So in companies, big companies, there are big security guards to protect this cyber security. They know nothing about information technology, but they're still there because it is really a valuable asset. The server, the data that you are storing, the computers that are being used, they are all very valuable, right? Physically they can be attacked, so you need to make sure that physical restrictions are in place. So like whether it is a server, whether it is an operating system, whether it is a whether it is a USB drive, whether it is a external hard drive that the, like let us say if you're an employee and you're using an external hard drive, so then there can be a security breach, right? Somebody can if you're an employee, you bring your information, you bring your pen drive, you bring your hard drive and copy all the company data and take it with you, then that is illegal. Then if you are an employee and you got fired, you can use the data, sell the data to somebody else. So basically you need to make sure that physical restrictions are in place. And more importantly, you need to have a critical element of training. Without training, um, making sure that people are properly trained, they are accountable for their actions. And you need to make sure, you need to do background checks, you need to check if they are really who they are, if they are spying for your competitor. So you need to make sure these physical activities, common sense activities, all of this is common sense, guys, right? Making things um, making things meaningful, right? And you need to have activities. There are activities and events like publications and press releases, seminars. So you need to attend these, and you need to make sure that you are properly certified by the government when it comes to cybersecurity. Now in Australia, for example, there are cybersecurity laws that you are required to follow if you're running a business, right? And there will be some guidance by the government as well on how on what needs to be done as far as security is concerned. It's not like you run a small business and you don't care about the information security. No, no, no. So you will be required to adhere to the principles of information security as according to the guidelines. So similarly, there are the methods of defense are, there are a few methods that we talk about. Authentication. What is authentication? Authentication means make like a security, like only the right people are able to access the data. And then encryption. Encryption is like secret decoding. We will talk about cryptography in chapters 8 and 9 in this course, chapter 9 and 10, I think. Asymmetric encryption and all, we will talk about that. And then we'll talk about integrity control. Integrity means like making sure that the data is not modified, the data is in its original format. So that is something. And then firewalls means firewalls are primarily for to resist the attacks from external hackers. So firewalls is biggest security like verification. The firewalls actually verify the packets that are being transmitted through a system and making sure the data is safe. And then network configuration and application configuration, these are also things that we will be discussing in like chapter 6, where we'll talk about VPNs and application gateways. So overall, what I want to give you through this lecture today is an overview of what we are learning and what we are doing. And even though some of these like you probably won't be there won't be probably a question regarding what are the physical barriers and all. So there are still lot of takeaways from what we are learning today. And for example, what is a vulnerability, what is an attack, so what is a masquerade, what is an interruption. So basically there are small things that you are required to know. And you also need to know that everybody is vulnerable, businesses, governments, and they are vulnerable, and they are and physical restrictions are also necessary. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the class, and I hope you learned something. And there are a few things that we will learn in the tutorial class. And if you are interested, I'm gonna put these links as well in the for the other group who is attending from 1 to 3. If you are attending for 1 to 3, I will put these links as well um, um, in the Moodle, so that you can okay. All right.
Sir, Sayyid Hussain present.
Who?
Sayyid Hussain.
Sayyid Hussain.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. Okay. So okay, I have to sign in again. So anybody else who just stopped, or like he just came in, I need to give attendance. Sorry. Syed Hussain. Who else?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guruvir, Alina, Subesh, Vidur, Vinod, Sadiksha, Prithviraj. Okay. So all right. That's fine. Yeah.
Vikram. Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, fine, there are a few people. Okay, but please come to the class on time. I don't want to do this again and again, like we'll say, okay, I'm here, like that's not how it works. So you need to be there before I take the attendance. I usually take the attendance half an hour into the class. So if you don't uh, answer the attendance call, then this should not be encouraged, because otherwise people will come just for 5 minutes and then log out. That's not acceptable. Okay, so from next class onwards, I will be very strict when it comes to attendance as well. Okay. Whoever is in the class, in the other class, I will start that class right away. And okay, I wanna see if this is okay or not. If you have any issues, let me know. Okay, I think since there are 2 classes, we'll change I will use the other link. Okay, so make sure that you come to the other link, guys. Okay, so I know some of you have immediately the other class, so you please come to the other link. I'm gonna close this video now. I'm gonna stop this, and I hope you all enjoyed the class. And we will yeah, and any feedback on the class, or like do you think something else could have been done,
It
or
was great. It was great. It was great.
okay, so yeah, all right. Okay, so somebody is going in a train and listening to the lecture. All right, that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna end this session. I hope you had fun, and I'm gonna stop